Once we talk about cash flow, it's very hard to talk about operational cash flow with a startup company. And everyone who understands finances knows that operational cash flow is the cash flow which is making the company very healthy and which is putting the company to go into the right direction. As a startup, we are able to gain the financial cash flow in terms of the investment funds from the private business angels or from the venture capital funds. I believe that's not a problem. But the biggest issue is actually creating the operational cash flow which will move the company forward in such an early stage. So we really, at the GreenState, we didn't want to spend a lot of years in the research and development. We really wanted to go into the real world and build the solutions which could generate, operational cash flow immediately. And in theory, it's always everything easy and you can put the projections on a paper, but the real world, it's a bit different. So this is the reason why we didn't want to focus on one single module as a proof of concept. We wanted to build 20 modules and to have the growing space from 3 to 500 square meters that we can produce immediately enough output so we can actually pay the rent, to pay the manpower, to pay electricity bills, and to pay all the operational costs. And this is what we actually achieved this year, and we are now running the test flight, which is where we are trying the test with the microgreens and the basil, and hopefully Q1 next year we'll be able to reach maximum capacity in terms of growing and to start selling our output to the companies here in Switzerland. And as we know that the company can't receive so significant funds from producing the Kräuter, from producing the basil. Sorry for interrupting with the German word. And this is the reason why we actually spread our operational cash flow. We wanted to go into several fields because we have an extraordinary people who are working for us. Let's say the great engineers, we have the great software developers, we have great software architects, and this is the reason why we want to expand our operational cash flow. So on the one side we're having the indoor farming where we are selling the output which we have in our farm in Neuhausen. Then we have the selling the modules and the vertical modular farms. Then we have the services which we are offering to our clients, which are discovery phases and let's say the entry point. If someone wants to get into the vertical farming, where at the reasonable cost they could do evaluation how big the farm should be and what will be the operational costs and what will be the output, and is it even reasonable for them to enter the vertical farming, because the client at minimum should know, so what is my investment and what is my return on investment and when I will be able to pay off my farm, and even though can I really be in plus each month. And next to the services, we also have the software development services which we are offering to people who are in ag tech, because now we have the software engineers which are highly skilled into developing SCADA systems. And the one more operational cash flow we have planned for selling or leasing our SCADA system, because it's already internally built and it's built for the indoor farming, vertical farming and modular farming, so we could actually lease it to another companies who are willing to digitalize their food production. And the last one I would like to keep as a secret for the next year, because we are preparing something really additionally to boost our operational cash flow from the Q3 next year. So if you don't mind, I will keep it as a secret until the next year. Okay, when it comes to funding, it's always hard. I mean, there are great ideas and usually people say, yeah, I just need a couple of millions or 5 millions, 10 millions, and then I can build this such a great idea into the best solution on earth. And the ugly truth and the reality, this doesn't go that well. And for us, we knew from the moment one that we have a great idea, which it's not always hard to predict how it's going to work. I mean, once you put everything on a business plan, this again theory, and how it's going to go into the real world, you really have to start and you have to see, is it going to be positive or negative. And we had the two directions which to go, either approaching the venture capital funds, where we will focus ourselves into building the theory and presenting the best possible business plan and giving up away a lot of equity for, let's say, the smaller amount of investment, and getting an external person on our board, or let's say as a team member. Or we had the option to structure the private equity solution with our banking partners and the stock exchange, and to offer it to the small business angels, or let's say the qualified investors from Switzerland. And we decided on option number 2 for a couple of reasons. First of them, it's having more security that we will receive the funds, even though maybe not what we projected, but it will be enough funds to start operating and to prove actually that the idea is working very good, and it could make a very significant impact in this world. And secondly, for example, making the marketing, because promoting our crowdfunding campaign, we actually promoting GreenState, and we are promoting the future output. So now we don't have a problem to find people who are willing to buy our output. We are not having problem to find the big companies who are willing to take the whole production output. So this actually additionally help us to build the GreenState image. And last but not the least, we have been able to push very high evaluation so far, because all the funds people invested in GreenState we have been able to use into real life practices. So we haven't been building the business plan, we have been building the real business. So we have been able to build the modules, we have been able to learn from the mistakes once we are building, and we have been able to optimize everything what we built in a hardware base. And then we have been able to build the software, we have been able to combine the software with the hardware, and to build a whole infrastructure at Amazon. And finally, in this last, let's say, 12 months since we started the funding campaign, we moved from the business plan into real business. And these 12 months, they are not only valuable in capital, they are valuable in know-how, because we are the first ones who are pushing all this, who are building all this model solution with industrial parts.